Rapper and Netflix personality Ghetts was today sentenced to 12 years in prison after fatally hitting a 20-year-old student while driving at more than twice the legal speed limit and then leaving the scene. Ghetts, whose real name is Justin Clarke-Samuel, received the sentence at the Old Bailey today after pleading guilty to causing the death of Yubin Tamang through dangerous driving, along with a second count of dangerous driving. The 41-year-old had been behind the wheel of his 100,000-pound black BMW M5, reportedly traveling at speeds reaching 74 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone when he struck Mr. Tamang as the student attempted to cross Redbridge Lane East in Ilford at around 11:30 p.m. on 18 October 2025. The court was told that the force of the collision was so severe that it hurled Mr. Tamang approximately 60 to 70 feet into the air. Despite the devastating impact, the father of two did not stop and instead drove away, returning home without calling emergency services. Before the deadly incident, CCTV footage captured Clarke-Samuel driving dangerously across London. He was seen mounting pavements to overtake other vehicles, running at least 7 red lights and colliding with a Mercedes. The Netflix star admitted he had consumed 3 brandies while dining at Omi Lounge on Wells Street before getting into his car to drive home. When police later carried out a breath test several hours after the crash, it showed 45 micrograms of alcohol per 100 milliliters of breath. Subsequent blood tests also indicated that he had cannabis in his system at the time of the collision, which experts said would have been enough to impair his ability to drive safely. During sentencing today, the rapper remained solemn, lowering his head as the judgment was delivered. Dressed entirely in black in the dock, he spoke only to confirm his name. He was also banned from driving for 17 years. Mr. Tamang, who was an only child and had traveled to the UK from Nepal to pursue his studies, died in hospital 2 days after the crash. He suffered catastrophic injuries, including multiple fractures, severe organ damage, and traumatic brain injuries. Clarke-Samuel of Woodford in East London had spent the evening at a bar and restaurant in central London before beginning what prosecutors described as a highly reckless drive through Camden, Islington, and Hackney. Footage from CCTV cameras and accounts from witnesses later revealed that he had been driving on the wrong side of the road and had narrowly avoided hitting a cyclist shortly before the deadly crash. Investigators also discovered that between leaving the restaurant and arriving home, Clarke-Samuel placed 5 calls to his girlfriend from his mobile phone. One of those calls happened after the collision, yet he made no attempt to contact the police or emergency services. Clarke-Samuel had previously suggested that he believed someone was following him. However, Judge Lucraft rejected that claim, stating there was no evidence to support the allegation. During the hearing, Mr. Tamang's mother delivered a victim impact statement. Fighting back tears, she said, "My son came to this country to study, but because of someone's mistake, he died at such a young age. Yubin was our only child. My son came to the UK believing it offered the best education in the world, but while returning home from work, this tragedy happened, and he lost his life." In another statement, a friend who visited the hospital following the accident said, "Yubin was only 20 years old. He had dreams, ambitions, and plans for his future. His death has taken away a life that was full of promise." Earlier in the trial, Prosecutor Verinder Hare told the court, "The victim was an only child whose parents had sent him to the UK to pursue his education. The victim was captured on CCTV walking along Redbridge Lane East. He looked both ways before beginning to cross the road and had reached the middle of the street. At that moment, the black BMW registered to the defendant was traveling eastbound and struck the victim. The impact was so powerful that it launched the victim approximately 60 to 70 feet into the air, while the contents of his bag were scattered across the road. The victim fell to the ground, and the BMW did not stop, instead continuing east along Red Bridge Lane. Investigators later made a breakthrough when they recovered a fragment from a broken wing mirror at the crash site. Detectives were able to trace the serial number on the piece to Clarke-Samuel's registered BMW within a matter of hours. When officers went to his home address at around 3 a.m., they discovered the car parked nearby. It had a shattered windscreen, significant damage to the bonnet, a badly damaged front bumper, and the wing mirror cover was missing. Ms. Hare told the court earlier in the proceedings, "When the defendant opened the door, officers immediately placed him in handcuffs. They could smell alcohol on his breath. He had been asleep and was woken by the police." The defendant then asked officers which car he was supposed to be driving. They informed him that they would be carrying out a search of the property. When he asked why, officers explained they were looking for the key to the vehicle. He then began shouting at officers. During the search, police located a fixed penalty notice, the vehicle's logbook, and the car key for the BMW involved. Clarke-Samuel later pleaded guilty at the Old Bailey on 8 December 2025. In a letter submitted to the judge, Clarke-Samuel wrote, "I write from a place of deep regret, shame, and remorse. I know there are no words or number of apologies that could ever ease the pain felt by Mr. Tamang's family and friends. This young man and his family are in my thoughts every day. I cannot describe the immense guilt and shame I feel for the suffering I have caused. I can only imagine the pain his family experiences each day as they try to move forward without their loved one. The thought that he will never be able to fulfill his dreams or live the life he deserved must be incredibly painful. I want Mr. Tamang's family to know that I am truly sorry. I make no excuses, and I recognize that I have let my family and my community down." He added, "This may be the only chance I have to apologize. It was never my intention for this to happen, and I am deeply sorry for the pain and emotional distress my actions have caused." While delivering the sentence, the judge said, "I have no doubt that the regret and remorse you have now expressed are genuine. The court has received many heartfelt letters from people who know you and who have spoken about the positive things you have done. Your music career brought you a strong following and considerable financial success. I acknowledge that you have used that platform and your talent to help and support others. You have contributed a great deal to helping people over the past decade, but all of that good work has been overshadowed by the fact that you chose to drive while under the influence and caused the death of a young man." Following the sentencing, Detective Sergeant Faye Cook, who led the Metropolitan Police investigation, paid tribute to the victim's family. "Our thoughts remain with Yubin's loved ones, particularly his parents, Sharmila and Bikash, who have shown extraordinary strength throughout this investigation. Their courage has inspired everyone involved in this case. I would also like to thank the dedicated Metropolitan Police officers and staff who worked tirelessly on this investigation. Their professionalism and commitment never wavered. We hope today's sentence provides some sense of justice for Yubin's family and also serves as a reminder to the public about the tragic consequences that can result from dangerous driving." In a deeply emotional statement released after the sentencing, Mr. Tamang's family said, "First, we want to thank our close family members, relatives, and friends who stood by us and offered support, guidance, and comfort during the most devastating period of our lives. Secondly, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to the detectives and forensic teams of the London Metropolitan Police for their dedication and detailed investigation, as well as to the Crown Prosecution Service for recognizing the gravity of this case and bringing the charges forward. We speak today with hearts that are shattered beyond repair. Our only child, a precious soul, has been taken from us far too early. He came to the UK to study and build a brighter future for himself and his family. Justin Clarke-Samuel has taken away our son's future, and with it, our own. While we are relieved that Justin Clarke-Samuel admitted his guilt and has now been sentenced to prison, we will never be able to forgive him for what he has done. After the hearing, Detective Inspector Mark Braithwaite of the Metropolitan Police said that decisions made in just a split second behind the wheel can lead to devastating and life-altering consequences. He added, "Our thoughts and deepest sympathies remain with Yubin's family. Although nothing can bring back their son, today's guilty pleas represent a step toward justice. We hope this outcome offers them at least a small measure of comfort." Ghetts is a well-known and award-winning rapper and songwriter who has collaborated on tracks with artists including Skepta, Stormzy, and Ed Sheeran, gaining millions of streams on Spotify. He first rose to prominence as a member of the East London grime collective Nasty Crew. In 2008, he received a nomination for the BET Award for Best International Act UK, alongside Chipmunk, Giggs, and Skepta. More recently, he won the Best Male Act at the MOBO Awards in 2021 and was honored with the MOBO Pioneer Award in 2024 in recognition of his major influence on British black culture. The rapper has also previously been nominated for the prestigious Mercury Prize.